Here at Big 12 Media Days, Berry Tramel along with West Virginia coach Dana Holgorsen. And Dana, you're back in your part of the country. Spent a lot of years in the Oklahoma, Texas region, Houston, Texas Tech, OSU. Now the head coach at West Virginia. How much irony do you find in the fact that you take the West Virginia job, then a year later, hey, you're back in the Big 12?
Yeah, there's a ton of irony involved with it, which, looking back on the last 18 months, lots happened. And going out to the media days in the Big East last year, I had to ask my players a bunch of questions about the media and about the different schools and about the venues and what all exists, and kind of take their word for it. But coming back this year, the roles are a little reversed. I've been talking to my guys a bunch about what to expect and who the people are, and it's good to see a bunch of familiar faces.
The one thing we chatted about a month ago, and you told me, you said it again today at the press conference, you think West Virginia football is very similar to the Big 12 football in terms of accustomed to winning, packed stadiums. I mean, West Virginia should fit in nicely.
Yeah, which all these questions started coming up, obviously, once we got invited back in October. Tried to push all those questions till after the season, but the best way I can describe it to the West Virginia people, and now, explain it to all the different venues in the Big 12 is what you see is what you get. So in Morgantown, what exists in Morgantown, it's going to be that way on all the other 9 schools. I mean, it's a great college town anywhere. Very, very good support. Guys are used to winning. It's going to be packed stadiums, but that exists in West Virginia, so I think we're going to fit right into it and add to what's already great about the Big 12.
You've had some situations where you've gone into places and revamped an offense and had immediate success. At Oklahoma State, change of offense, but they'd been having pretty good offense even before you got there. At West Virginia, the offense had struggled. You guys have immediate success last season. What was the key to that Mountaineer offense getting on such a high gear?
I think the biggest thing is just used to winning. There's a lot of times last year where we struggled offensively. Everybody remembers the Orange Bowl and the 70 points. That's why everybody says that we had so much success offensively. There are plenty of times where we didn't have that kind of success. So the only way you win 10 games is being able to have a culture that exists that's pertinent to winning football. And you look at 70 wins in the last 7 years and 3 BCS victories. Our guys understand how to win. It wasn't always pretty, but we still found ways to win.
Geno Smith, your quarterback, great season last year, very high on most of the list this year. In the past, Brandon Whedon, Case Keenum, long list of guys at Tech. You're accustomed to good quarterback play. Where does Geno Smith rank along those lines?
Well, he's got all the same stuff, that comes to being a good quarterback. I mean, he's got skill set. If you don't have a skill set, you're not going to be mentioned with being a very good quarterback. So Geno has a bunch of good stuff going for him. Probably the biggest is just experience. He's played a whole lot of football over the last 7 years. Ultimately, he's going to be remembered for how he plays his senior year, and which is why Brandon was a first-round draft pick, and Case Keenum's in the NFL, and Graham Harrell's with the number 2 at Green Bay right now. So those guys are all remembered for having fantastic careers because of how they finished their senior year. So Geno's got a great opportunity in front of him.
Well, thanks a lot, and welcome back to the Big 12, Dana. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's it from Big 12 Media Day. Stay tuned for further Big 12 coverage every day in the Oklahoman and here on News OK.